Questions, page numbers, inquiry. Quiz answers. Graphic organizer information. Graphic organizer. Blue is answer questions for quizzes, my information, and outline, and my questions. Sometimes if it was too much, like for question 2, these are all the answers, just so I just knew where to find them in the chapter. Other times I would write them out. Okay, for chapter 10, when it introduced part 2, that's where I put the main outlines, because there was more than one chapter listed. I still went ahead and put the page numbers where you could find them. So the lecture notes I labeled where I could find them. On this sheet, what I did is, if there was just stars, that was information that I recognized from taking the content, so I wrote that up there. And if I learned about it in the book and the content, then I put that I learned it in both. I put 4 on most of these because I feel like I would need time to get them. I don't know them right off the top of my head to put them in these 2. I still outlined the main content. I used my pen because I did a lot of my reading between classes at school. Anything red is what I find important. Green are major areas that I either separated the areas or I used green and blue for major points that I wanted to remember, and I did not go back towards in chapter, since we could choose how to do our notes, and put the main quiz questions to where I could find them, since I had that information elsewhere already. Okay, the way I took notes here is I still used my highlighter. Pink were things that I found in the slides, and I would put the numbers of them on the pages of the chapter, and if there was anything that didn't correlate with the chapter, like if you had something different than what that was in the chapter, I would put by that information in the chapter, refer to slides, and then I would have that information highlighted. Yellow still does the main outlines of the chapter. Blue I still did for tests, and then orange is what I was learning. I still took notes in the side columns, and then notes on the stem page tell where you can find them in the book. In the book it tells you where you can find what question is what on the stem page, and I would put the answers on the stem page. Summary of lesson, lesson plan information, lesson plan rubric, and the snapshots. I don't believe we had to do anything important with these. I printed out all of K through 8, so I'm just sort of jumping through them since there's nothing to see, and it looks like the video is already at 6 minutes, just to show you that I have them in here. I'm using them with the wiki, and then I used chapter 2 for my math. Here are my STEM. Like I said, I either put, if I could find it on a slide, what page I could find it on. If I could write the answer here, I would write the answer here, but it's also outlined in the chapter. I also did, if I found the answer on the lecture notes, I would outline the quiz questions here. Here's pink. I put different, so I knew that I needed to come and refer to this slide. Otherwise, I knew where to find it in the book. If the outline in pink in the chapter did not have look at slide, then I knew that the information was the same for each. This checklist is the exact same thing as your lecture notes, so I really didn't use it. Here's my graphic organizer on what I found important in the chapter. Okay, pink, like I said, is what was on the slides. Blue is quiz, orange are mine, and then yellow is outlining major points. Now right here, I know information is different than just what was on the book as far as the slide's concerned, so I put refer to slide. That way I'd know to go back, and there was some difference. And I believe after I get through this chapter, that was what you required, so I hope I've answered your questions and fully showed you what you were expecting from the portfolios. They will go on my shelf and be used for further reference.